Have you ever noticed that the grocery bags seem just a little bit heavier than they used to? Or maybe you found yourself looking at a flight of stairs and taking a deep breath before you start the climb, whereas 10 years ago, you wouldn't have thought twice about it. It is a subtle shift at first. You might brush it off as just having a tired day or maybe not getting enough sleep, but eventually, you realize it's not just fatigue, it's strength. It is the feeling that your body doesn't quite have the same horsepower it once did. If you have nodded along to any of this, I want you to know that you are not alone. And more importantly, this is not just an inevitable part of aging that you have to accept. We need to talk about something that happens to almost everyone after the age of 65, but very few people talk about until it becomes a serious problem. It is called sarcopenia, which is just a fancy medical term for age-related muscle loss. Now, I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, I'm not a bodybuilder, I don't need big muscles. But here is the truth. Muscle isn't just about looking strong, it is the currency of your independence. Your muscles are what keep you out of a nursing home. They're what allow you to play with your grandkids, garden in your backyard, and catch yourself if you trip on a rug. When we lose muscle, we lose our metabolic engine, our balance, and eventually, our freedom. The statistics can be a bit startling. Research shows that after the age of 30, we start losing muscle mass naturally, but once we hit 60, that process accelerates. By the time we are 70 or 80, we could have lost a significant percentage of our strength if we aren't careful. But here is the good news, and it's very good news. It is never, ever too late to reverse this. You can rebuild muscle at 70, 80, and even 90. While exercise is obviously a huge piece of that puzzle, you cannot out-exercise a diet that is starving your muscles. You need the right building blocks. Today, we are going to walk through 6 specific powerhouse foods that you absolutely must include in your daily routine if you want to stop that muscle drain in its tracks and actually start building back stronger. These aren't exotic supplements or expensive powders. They are real, delicious foods that you can find at any grocery store. We're going to look at exactly why they work and how they signal your body to hold on to that precious, lean muscle tissue. Let's dive right in with the first food, and this one is arguably nature's most perfect portable protein source. I am talking about eggs. Now, for years, eggs got a bad rap. We were told to avoid them because of cholesterol, and many of us spent years eating dry toast and grapefruit instead. But the science has come a long way since then, and we now know that for the vast majority of people, eggs are a superfood for muscle preservation. Here's why they are so critical for you specifically. As we age, our bodies experience something called anabolic resistance. Imagine your muscles are like a house. When you're 20, if a delivery truck drops off a few bricks, which is protein, your body immediately starts building. But when you're 65, the workers who build the house are a bit harder to wake up. They need a much louder signal to start working. Eggs provide that loud signal. They are incredibly rich in an amino acid called leucine. Think of leucine as the ignition key for your muscle-building engine. You can eat plenty of protein, but if you don't get enough leucine, the engine doesn't start, and you don't build muscle. The egg yolk is just as important as the white, so please don't throw it away. The yolk contains vitamin D and healthy fats, which are essential for regulating the hormones that help you maintain muscle mass. Plus, let's be honest, eggs are easy to eat. As we get older, sometimes our appetite fades or chewing tough steaks becomes a chore. Eggs are soft, digestible, and versatile. Whether you're having them scrambled, poached, or hard-boiled as a snack, aiming for 3 eggs gives you about 18 to 20 grams of high-quality protein that your body can use almost immediately to repair tissue. It is one of the simplest, most cost-effective changes you can make to your morning routine to tell your body, we are building today, not breaking down. But maybe you're not an egg person, or maybe you want some variety in your breakfast. That brings us to our second muscle-saving food, which is a dairy powerhouse that puts regular milk to shame. We're talking about Greek yogurt.
Now, I want to be specific here, not just any yogurt, but specifically Greek yogurt. The difference is in the straining process. Regular yogurt is fine, but Greek yogurt is strained to remove the liquid whey, resulting in a product that has nearly double the protein of the regular stuff.
When you eat a cup of Greek yogurt, you are getting anywhere from 15 to 20 grams of protein in a creamy, easy-to-digest package. But there is another secret weapon inside dairy that makes it perfect for seniors: the combination of whey and casein proteins. Whey is a fast protein. It hits your system quickly and spikes that muscle-building signal we talked about. Casein, on the other hand, is a slow protein. It breaks down gradually over several hours, providing a steady drip feed of amino acids to your muscles. This is incredibly beneficial because it keeps your body in a muscle-positive state for a longer period. There is also the bone health aspect. You can't talk about muscles without talking about the bones they are attached to. If your skeletal system is weak, your muscles can't do their job effectively. Greek yogurt is packed with calcium and usually fortified with vitamin D. It acts as a 2-for-1 deal, strengthening your frame while feeding your muscles. One of the best ways to eat this is to mix it with some berries for antioxidants, or maybe a little honey. It makes for a fantastic breakfast, but it is actually even better as an evening snack. Because of that slow digesting casein protein I mentioned, eating Greek yogurt about an hour before bed can actually help protect your muscles while you sleep. While you are dreaming, your body is fasting, and it might be tempted to break down muscle for energy. That yogurt acts as a shield, preserving your hard-earned strength through the night. So, we have covered the power of the egg to kickstart your morning and the creamy protection of Greek yogurt to fuel your day or night. These two are the foundation of a high-protein diet that is easy on the digestive system. However, there is a third component we need to discuss. While eggs and dairy are fantastic, your body also requires a specific type of healthy fat to reduce inflammation. Chronic inflammation is like rust for your muscles. It slowly degrades them over time, making it impossible to build strength no matter how much protein you eat. To fight this rust, we need to turn to the ocean for our next essential food. That brings us to our third essential food: fatty fish. I'm talking about salmon, mackerel, sardines, or herring. Now, before you wrinkle your nose if you aren't a seafood lover, hear me out, because this is about much more than just protein. Remember that rust on your muscles we just mentioned? That rust is inflammation. As we age, our bodies naturally have higher levels of systemic inflammation. It's like a low-level fire constantly burning in the background. This inflammation makes it incredibly difficult for your muscles to absorb protein. You could be eating all the steak and eggs in the world, but if your body is inflamed, that protein isn't getting where it needs to go. It's like trying to fill a gas tank when the cap is still screwed on tight. This is where fatty fish comes in to save the day. These fish are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s are the master firefighters of the human body. They douse that inflammation, effectively unscrewing the gas cap so your muscles can actually use the fuel you are giving them. Studies have shown that seniors who supplement with omega-3s or eat fatty fish regularly actually have better grip strength and faster walking speeds than those who don't, even if they aren't exercising significantly more. It sensitizes your muscles to protein again, making them act like they did when you were younger. And I know fresh salmon can be expensive, but here's a little secret. Canned salmon or canned sardines are just as good and sometimes even better because they often include the soft edible bones, which give you a massive calcium boost. A simple salmon patty for lunch or flaking some sardines over a salad twice a week is all it takes. It's a small dietary change that acts like a key, unlocking the door so your muscles can grow. But let's say you want a plant-based option, or you want something that is extremely budget-friendly and easy to keep in the pantry.
That leads us to our fourth food, and it is arguably the most underrated superfood for longevity: beans and legumes. We are talking about lentils, chickpeas, black beans, and kidney beans. You might be wondering, how do beans help me keep muscle? It comes down to two things: fiber and insulin. As we cross the 65-year mark, our bodies often become less sensitive to insulin. When our insulin is out of whack, our body tends to store fat and break down muscle, the exact opposite of what we want. We want to be in a muscle-building zone, not a storage zone. Beans are high in fiber and complex carbohydrates. When you eat them, they digest slowly. This means you don't get a massive sugar spike. Instead, you get a slow, steady release of energy. This keeps your insulin level stable, creating the perfect chemical environment for your muscles to thrive. Plus, beans are surprisingly high in protein. A cup of cooked lentils has about 18 grams of protein. That is almost as much as 3 eggs. They are also rich in magnesium. Magnesium is a mineral that many seniors are deficient in, yet it is crucial for muscle contraction and relaxation. If you have ever suffered from those painful night cramps in your calves or feet, you might be low in magnesium. Adding a hearty bean soup to your weekly rotation or having some hummus with your lunch can help stop those cramps and keep your muscles functioning smoothly. So, we have the healthy fats from the fish, fighting inflammation, and the fiber from beans keeping our blood sugar stable. But now we need to talk about energy. One of the biggest reasons people over 65 stop moving is simply that they feel tired. When you stop moving, your muscles waste away. It is a vicious cycle. To break that cycle, we need a food that acts as high-octane fuel for your mitochondria, the little power plants inside your cells. This brings us to our fifth food, and this one is a crunchy, satisfying snack that you should carry with you everywhere. I am talking about nuts and seeds, specifically walnuts and almonds. For a long time, people avoided nuts because they are high in calories. And it is true, they are energy dense. But that is exactly what we want. We want nutrient-dense energy, not empty calories from sugar. Walnuts in particular are unique because they are one of the few nuts that contain a plant-based form of those omega-3s we talked about earlier. But almonds bring something else to the table: vitamin E. Vitamin E is a powerful antioxidant that protects your cell membranes. Think of your muscle cells like water balloons. As we age, the rubber of the balloon gets brittle and leaky. Vitamin E keeps that rubber flexible and strong, preventing your muscle cells from dying off due to oxidative stress. Just a small handful, about an ounce a day, is enough to see benefits. You don't need to eat the whole bag. Sprinkle some crushed walnuts on that Greek yogurt we talked about earlier, or just have a small handful of almonds with an apple in the afternoon. It is the perfect bridge between meals to keep your metabolic fire burning without spiking your blood sugar. We have covered proteins, fats, and fibers, but there is one final piece to the puzzle. We need a food that improves blood flow. Your blood is the delivery system. You can have all the nutrients in the world, but if they can't get to the muscles in your legs and arms because of poor circulation, you're fighting a losing battle. The final food on our list is nature's candy, but it packs a serious medicinal punch. I am talking about dark berries, specifically blueberries, blackberries, and strawberries. These little fruits are packed with compounds called anthocyanins, which give them their deep blue and red colors. But in your body, these compounds do something incredible. They help produce nitric oxide. Nitric oxide acts as a vasodilator, which simply means it relaxes your blood vessels and opens them up wide. This improves circulation to every corner of your body, ensuring that the protein from the eggs, the healthy fats from the fish, and the energy from the nuts are actually delivered to your muscles efficiently. Think of it this way. Eating healthy food is like packing a delivery truck, but eating berries clears the traffic on the highway so the truck can arrive on time. Plus, they are incredibly low in sugar compared to other fruits like bananas or grapes, so they won't mess with your insulin levels. Toss a handful into your morning oatmeal, or just eat them plain as a dessert. It is a sweet way to end a meal that actually does your body a massive favor. So,
There you have it, a roadmap to keeping your strength, your independence, and your vitality well into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. We have eggs to kickstart muscle growth, Greek yogurt to protect your muscles while you sleep, fatty fish to put out the fire of inflammation, beans to stabilize your energy, nuts to fuel your cells, and berries to deliver all those nutrients exactly where they need to go. It might seem like a lot to remember, but you don't have to change everything overnight. Start small. Maybe tomorrow morning you swap your toast for 2 eggs. Maybe next week you buy a bag of frozen blueberries and start adding them to your breakfast. Each of these small choices is a vote for a stronger, healthier you. It's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. Your body's incredibly resilient, and it is waiting for you to give it the tools it needs to rebuild. I hope you found this helpful and that you feel inspired to take control of your health today. If you enjoyed these tips and want to learn more about how to live your best, strongest life after 60, please do me a favor and click that subscribe button below. It really helps the channel, and it ensures you won't miss out on our next video where we'll be uncovering more secrets to healthy aging. Like this video if you learned something new, and let me know in the comments, which of these 6 foods is your favorite, or which one are you going to try first? I'd love to hear from you. Here's to your health, your strength, and living life on your own terms.